There we go, and we're on. What's going on, guys? I think we're going to get started here. Today, we're going to be working on pitching and catching, but we're going to start with pitching first. The catchers can still be included with this, especially at the beginning, because we're just going to be working on basic throwing mechanics with our upper body. That goes with both the pitchers and the catchers. We're going to go through the same motions. And then a little later on, we're going to get into more specific pitching qualities and pitching workouts. And then Peyton's going to take over for the catchers after that. All right. So to get started, if you're able to throw into a net or off a wall or something, that's great. But this first one, you don't necessarily need to be throwing a baseball. However, it is beneficial to start with the baseball. We're going to start with our four-seam grip. We're going to start super basic. So give me 1 second. All right. So today, we're not going to be working on any certain pitches or anything like that. We're just going to start super basic. So for those guys who've been in my class before, we're just working on the basic four-seam grip. You're going to see the horseshoe on the ball, okay? And we're going to start keeping our fingers pretty close together across the horseshoes, okay? If everyone can show me that, that's what we're going to start with, and that's what we're going to be throwing with today. Got a couple more people coming in. There we go, nice. All right, so four-seam grip on the baseball, that's what we're gonna work with today, all right? So to start, same thing with catchers, everyone should be throwing with a four-seam grip. So to start, we're gonna do some upper body work, okay? So we're gonna work on, some of you guys might remember being from my class, we're gonna be doing thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, okay? So this, from the side facing, we're gonna start in a ready position, okay? Pitchers, catchers, everyone kind of throws from right here to start. So you're gonna have a glove hand and the ball in your throwing hand, four-seam grip. Starting from the ready position, we're gonna go thumb to thigh. That's gonna come straight down. So you see how both of my thumbs come down to around my waist, okay? That's where we're gonna start, right? That's our first move. We're gonna come set, thumb to thigh. And then when I say thigh to sky, you're gonna bring it up to this position, okay? So our throwing arm is going to be a little bit past L. We don't necessarily want it here. We definitely don't want it here. We want a little bit extended. So with this back hand, with our throwing hand, we're going to be showing the four-seam grip to the outfield, to the center fielder, okay? That doesn't matter lefty or righty. It's the same principle. Thumb to thigh. And when we're in this position, we should see the back of both of our hands, the back side of our glove hand, as well as the back side of our throwing hand, all right? It's going to be thumb to thigh, and then on the transition to thigh to sky, when we come up, see how my backhand showing the outfield and the center fielder, the four-seam grip, okay? And when you look back, you should be able to check yourself and see that you see the back side of your hand, okay? You should never see the side of the ball, and certainly shouldn't see the majority of the ball, right? But you want to see the back of your hand, all right? So just work on that to begin with, and make sure you check yourself. The front hand, after you come up, you should be pointing towards your target with your elbow to middle forearm, right about here. That's where you're going to be throwing towards your target, okay? You don't want to point necessarily with our glove. I'm going to be teaching to point more with your elbow. Keep that glove in nice and tight, because that goes into our next drill, which is going to be pulling that glove side in nice and tight to give you some extra momentum pulling forward. So to start, we're just going to get into that position, okay? We're going to start in the ready position. Then we're going to go thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, and then I want you to pause and just check yourself. Side view, if I'm throwing towards you, it's going to look like this, all in a straight line. So I'm not going to be coming back here, over twisting, and I'm not going to be coming back this way either. All on a flat plane, all in a straight line, okay? So wherever you're throwing to, thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, and I want you to pause and go ahead and look at yourself. So do about 5 to 10 of those, okay? We're just gonna start ready position, thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, all right? Do a couple of those. Let me see you guys get some of that work in. Yeah, nice. Remember that front side, we're pointing with our elbow, not our glove. I'm not gonna go here. We're gonna go here, okay? There you go. Nice job. We want a little bit of bend on our throwing arm. We don't want it completely straight out, but we don't want it bent too close either, right? So right in between, a little bit extended, but not fully extended, right about there. Make sure we're checking ourselves too when we get down here, right? This is the first move. Pause. Make sure you got the back side of your hands showing towards you. And then bring it up and then check yourself again. Nice job. Nice job. Yep, a couple more of those. Good job. So the next step from there, for those of you guys who can throw the ball into a net or off the wall, we can actually run into that next. So what we're going to do is, for those who can get down on a knee, you're not on like a hard surface or anything, grab a pillow or you know, your sweatshirt or something and put it down for your knee to save your knee. The next one is going to be, you're going to be on a knee, okay? Chest facing what you're going to be throwing towards, okay? And then we're going to rotate. Your left knee, your front knee is going to be also facing where you're throwing. You're going to rotate, twist your upper body, same thing. Thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, and I want you to check yourself, okay? Same thing with our upper body as when we were standing, okay? Thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, and then I'm going to let you guys throw from this position. Once you guys feel comfortable here, you're going to do a throwing motion where your front arm, your glove arm, is going to come in nice and tight to the body, and you're going to throw and finish with your chest over that front knee. Okay, that's really important to follow through all the way. Okay, I'll show you from this motion. If I'm throwing towards you guys, it'll look like this. Our front knee is pointing, starting with your chest pointing towards the target. Rotation, thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, right? Check your positioning, four-seam grip, throw and follow through, okay? Now, if you can't throw, that's okay. You can still go through the same motion, all right? You don't necessarily have to throw, but if you want to, you can. So go ahead and do a couple of those. There you go. Really want to emphasize, it's really important to get that chest down to our knee, okay? Four-seam grip. Pull that front side in. That's where you're going to get a lot of your momentum, a lot of your strength coming from, right here. Pulling it nice and tight. There you go. Following down on that front knee. Nice job. Good job. Do about five more of those, and then we'll get up off the knee. Remember, when we're following through on our throws, that glove hand stays in nice and tight. Some of you guys will want to, after you start throwing, you kind of give up with this front glove, with your glove hand, and it kind of comes off to the side. That's going to pull your momentum away from where you're throwing, and you're going to lose some velocity and control. So we really want to practice. It's very important to keep that glove nice and tight to your body when you follow through, right? We're going to follow through here and then finish forward, okay? With that glove hand nice and tight.
What are we doing for me?
Yeah, just do it on in. Nice and tight. Good.
About 3 more throws there, and then we'll get up. Nice job. All right, now we're going to get off our knee, and we're going to introduce some of the lower body movement too. So this next one's going to just be a simple rock drill, okay? So same thing. We're going to look towards our target, spread out our base a little bit, because obviously when we're throwing, our front foot's going to land pretty far out front. So make sure you get a nice and wide base with your legs. All we're gonna do is we're gonna start leaning forward, and on our way back to our back foot, that's when we're gonna break the hands, thumb to thigh, thigh to sky. And when our weight's transferred to our back leg, then we're gonna use that to push forward, as well as bringing in that glove hand at the same time, flowing through, okay? So again, I'll show you again. Nice wide base, back up a little bit. Nice wide base, looking at your target. You're gonna lean forward for timing purposes. And while we're leaning back and transferring our weight to our back leg, we're gonna break the hands from the thigh, thigh to sky, and then we're gonna push off that back leg, as well as rip this front glove side down, right? Right here at the same time. That's gonna bring us forward. We're gonna finish through, okay? Same thing, we wanna kind of get our chest afterwards all the way down to that front knee, all right? We're not doing any steps yet. We're not lifting our front leg. We're just gonna be spread out, nice wide base. Lean, follow through, okay? Do about 5 or 6 of those. Nice job, Andrew. I see you working. Nice job. Remember, it's all under control, right? When we follow through and finish, we don't want to feel like we're falling to any one side afterwards. You should follow through and finish ready for the ball that comes back at you, okay? So all under control. We'll lean forward, follow through and finish, and then get ready for the return hit. Nice job. Some of you guys are doing a really good job of bringing that back leg up, okay? That's really good. When you follow through and finish, it's a good thing that that back leg is going to be coming up, right? So that's good. Nice job. Nice job. Do about 3 more throws, and we'll have 2 more drills for you. All right. All right, so now we're gonna do more talking about balance points, okay? So whether it's from the stretch or the wind up, you wanna have complete balance at all times. So now we're gonna do a leg lift drill, okay? So that last one, we were just kind of rocking in place, right? This next one, we're not gonna throw, and we're not gonna go through motions. All we're gonna do is about 10 to 15 reps where you're gonna come set in this position. All you're gonna do is raise that leg, okay? Right at hip, waist level, okay? From the side, right here. Parallel to the ground, nice and flat, okay? We're just gonna hold it there for about 5 seconds, and then you're gonna bring it straight, okay? Come set, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring it straight back down, okay? Just working on that balance point, okay? So do about 15 reps of those. There you go. Try to keep it under control. And if that's too easy, force yourself to do it a little bit longer, okay? Challenge yourself. Now with this, we want to keep our head over our chest and our chest over our belly button, okay? When we come up, we don't want to also lean back, all right? You might be able to balance here for a while, but when you come down the throw, you're going to be more off balance. You're going to have more corrections to do, okay? So you want to keep your core engaged, chest over belly button, head over chest, come and set right here. Now this is a much stronger position rather than here. All right? Come and set, your leg up, all right? A couple more of those. There you go. Nice job. Then bring it right back down, nice and easy. There you go, all under control. Yeah, about 4 or 5 more of those. All right, I got one more for you guys today. So this one, you can do throwing with your back against the wall or against a fence or something, or just something flat that you can draw in a straight line. Okay, so this one's gonna force you to have all your motions come forward so you can't open up, all right? So I'm gonna use this net right here as to act as a wall or a fence or something, okay? So we're gonna go through our throwing motion, right? Our pitching motion. Back against the wall here. We're gonna come set. Give us a nice pause. They come down, breaking the hands, following through all in a straight line, okay? So you see how when you're against the wall, if you feel like you're falling into the wall, you know you're doing something wrong, okay? We wanna go through this entire motion without feeling like you're gonna hit the wall. If your glove side comes open too early, you're gonna hit the wall. You should be coming straight down, ripping in nice and close to your chest. Your back touches the wall. You know you're leaning too far back, right? The wall is a really good reminder of keeping all your momentum coming forward. So if you can find a wall, back up against the wall and go through the motions. Same thing that we were just doing. We're gonna do a leg lift. We're gonna pause for 3 seconds, thumb to thigh, thigh to sky, and throw all the way through. Okay? Whole throwing motion against the wall. And for some of you guys that aren't throwing inside or near a fence or something, you can draw a line with some chalk or a line in the dirt or something right behind your back heels so that when you follow through and you finish, you can check that front foot and see if it crosses the line, okay? So just make sure we're working forward, straight forward to where we're throwing, and we're not deviating left or right leaning. Nice job. Full throwing motion. There you go. Some of you guys challenge yourself. See how close you guys can get to the wall and not touch it. Nice job. All right, guys, that's all I have for you guys, for you pitchers. I'm going to turn it over to Coach Peyton, and he's going to work with some of you catchers. And then at the end, we will open it up for any questions, any of the pitchers or catchers. If you guys have questions, we're gonna do questions after the pitching or after the catching portion is complete. All right, I'm gonna turn it over to Coach Peyton. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Isaiah. So everything he just taught you is still going to apply no matter what position you play in baseball. Throwing mechanics, same as pitching. It's all, you want to have that balance point wherever you're throwing, whatever you're doing. That being said, we're not going to focus on the throwing mechanics as much as Isaiah did. We're going to focus on more of the technique part of catching and some important aspects to that. So to start that off, we're going to go ahead and get into some stretching that I find important for every game as a catcher. So first, we're just going to touch our toes for about 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go ahead and take any leg you want, put it behind your back. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then same with the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, now this next stretch is a very, very important one. I find this one extremely useful. It helps get your legs feeling kind of mobile. All we're gonna do is kind of get into a squat, right? And shift from side to side, right? Really trying to get those stabilizer muscles in your feet activated here, because as a catcher, you're gonna have to be in all kinds of weird cramped positions. This is just a great way to get yourself used to being in awkward situations. Do this a few times, and we'll go ahead and get right into the first drill. If you have a partner at home, you can actually have them toss you a ball while you're doing this. It's a great way to get your framing work in right before a game. All right, so for those of you at home who don't have a partner, first drill is going to be kind of easy, but a very, very important one. Those of you who worked with me before know that I find framing extremely useful. Kind of can control the game and sway the umpire. All we're going to do is, if you don't have a partner, take the ball in your throwing hand. We're going to toss it up. We're going to move our body to wherever that ball lands. We're looking for moving our shoulders, moving our wrists, right? Trying to bring it back to the center of our body, right? We're doing this to manipulate the umpire, right? So if we're out here sticking it, right, you can see that. But if we let it come to the center of our body, right? So if we catch it here, move our shoulders here all at the same time, bring it down with our wrists, right? To him, that's going to look like a strike, right? Because he's standing over top of you. He's going to have to go like that just to see where he caught it. It's still going to look like a strike. So doing this, it's really important to focus on shifting your whole body wherever that ball is landing. Right? And also looking for good target. So good target and L is what we're looking for, right? In our glove, we're not making that L. Our hand is looking like this, right? When we catch that ball, the older you get, his thumb's actually going to get pinched up. It's going to hurt a lot. It can put you out of the game. I've been there. So for to make a good target, try to use these 3 fingers, toss the ball up, right? Catch with those 3 fingers. Shifting our body, right? Now, if this is an easy drill for you, something you can do to challenge yourself is add another ball in your hand or close your eyes, right? Close your eyes and have a ball in your hand if you want to go extreme, right? Hardcore. So I'm going to try to do both, right? Throw it, shift my body, bring it to the center. Also trying to stay balanced, right? Stay mobile. That's why we're doing this drill. Trying to stay mobile. Nice and easy. All right. So that being said, we're done. Next, we're going to move on to the throwing mechanics. So same thing applies, finding the balance. You will need a glove for this. I'm not going to make any of you put on a helmet. All we're going to do is start the ball in our glove, and we're going to work on the breaking position, right? So whatever you naturally do, most of the time, if you bring the ball here and break, bring the ball here and break, try to do the same thing every time. Because I've noticed throughout my catching career, when I'm trying to make a quick throw and I break the ball right here in front of my body, my throw might end up being a little bit different. Typically, if I brought the ball up to my ear, I did the same thing every time, I found it to be more consistent, more on target, which is what I'm looking for. So this ball, we're going to kind of go through the motions right here. So figure out what that breaking point for you is, whatever it works. So all we're going to do, have the ball in our glove, bring it to our ear. Now we're going to bring this foot out, take a step towards where we're throwing, bring, the same thing what Isaiah just taught you. Good throwing mechanics. Not back here, not over here. Right, we're going to go through that a few times. This is going to be a second base throw, then we're going to work on what we're going to have to do for first and third. Ball in the glove. Something important to keep in mind is that ball comes in on, let's say it comes in on a train track, right? So if I catch the ball here, that ball came from the pitcher on a train track. We're trying to get back on that train track, right? Stepping towards that train track, sending it back up. Because what happens a lot of times is you have a bad pitch out here, you catch it, you break out here, now you're throwing across your body, right? So we're trying to get back to that center line, wherever that ball came in, whether it's out here, here, or here, it doesn't matter. Trying to get back to that center line, send it right back up. A few more times, get quicker as you go. Still keeping everything Isaiah taught you in mind. All right. Now we're going to work on third base throws. So some coaches will tell you have two options. You can go out in front of the plate or you can go behind the plate. Typically, I like to go out in front of the plate because when you go behind the plate, you're taking all these extra steps to get around the batter. When seconds and time is a big thing for you as a catcher, there's no point in doing that to yourself. But plus, if that batter happens to reach over the plate, take a step out of the box, and you're going forward, it's an automatic out for you. Why not capitalize on that? So third base is the same thing, just a little bit larger of a step, and our lead foot is going down the third base line. So it's good to practice all of these, second and third especially. Right? Emphasize on that lead step as much as you can. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and move on to first. First base is a little bit tricky. Those of you who are comfortable throwing on your knees, you're more than okay to do that. It's tricky because it's a little bit of a weight shift. You're using more of your upper body than your lower body. So I'll go ahead and show you what I do when I'm throwing first off my knees, because it's a lot quicker, in my opinion, than standing up, taking that time to turn. When all you have to really do, catch the ball, shift your position, right? You're taking your lead foot, sending it towards first, and you're just really using your shoulders and your hips up here and winging it over there. If you're not comfortable throwing our knees, that's okay. Still good to practice throwing first. So same concept, but our lead foot has to get way out here now. So you may have to take an extra step or two, which is fine. If you can get it down to one step, that'd be great. Right? Just one big turn, all one motion if you can. And those of you who want to practice on your knees, all it is taking your lead foot, twisting, and throwing. Still not off balance or anything. Keeping that body as straight as possible. Keep in mind, you're also, like Isaiah was teaching you guys, four-seam grip. If possible, try to get that four-seam grip every time you're throwing the ball. Whether you're a middle infielder, catcher, outfielder, whatever, you're going to eventually get used to the point of getting that ball in your glove and just taking it out and having that four-seam. No matter what kind of spin or crazy thing happens, you're going to eventually learn that skill. So a few more times down the first, or second, or third, it's up to you. Whatever you need to work on, we're going to go on to the next thing. All right, now we're going to go ahead and move on to blocking. Everybody's favorite. So I'm going to show you with the plate and without the plate what it's going to look like. So as you can see, the plate has 3 points right here. Those are our 3 points. Well, their plate is our own, but for those of you without a plate, this is what it's going to look like. You got this point, this point, this point, right? So when blocking, you can see kind of at an angle, right? A lot of times what happens is kids will go out to block, right? And they're facing straight up. That plate kind of gives you an example of which direction to follow with that angle. We'll start down the middle, and what a good block should look like is you're falling forward, not throwing your legs, just falling forward, hand behind the glove, back straight down, chin tucked into your pad here, right? Almost like in vacuum, trying to suck that ball in. Super easy. Just remember to fall forward. The more you do that, the faster you get. So Right here, try to go for as many reps as you can down the middle. Then we'll work on side blocks. Just falling forward. Keeping this hand behind the glove, right? We don't want this hand to get hurt. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and mess with the left and right. It's the same concept for each side. So if I'm blocking to this side, I want to lift this leg for a fraction of a second so I'm losing, if I keep this foot on the ground, what's going to happen is I'm going to have friction with the ground, right? So we're going to try to slide because this leg didn't come off. Now I have friction slowing me down. If I lift it up for just a second, I take away that friction, I can move faster and control where I put this leg down. So all I'm going to do is lift it up for like maybe a millisecond. Try to slide in line with the plate. Right? Same thing for this side. If I'm sliding over here, I want to lift this leg for a fraction of a second in line with the plate, trying to cut these balls off. Just like the plate is shaped, you're doing the exact same thing.
Job, Andrew. Job, Jackson. Job, Tanner. Job, Mason. Looking good, Brandon. Job, Mason.
It's really important when you guys are practicing these side blocks that you're not out here facing straight up, right? That's going to cause the ball to roll this way, possibly take a bad bounce this way. Whereas if we cut it off, we're taking it back to the home plate, which is where we want it. We want to take it back to where it came from, put it back on that track, the center line.
Good job, James.
Anybody legs burning? It's a good thing. Oh, I love it. I love to see it. Looking good. The more you guys practice these simple drills, when you go out and start taking bullpens, it's going to make a huge, huge, huge difference. You're going to see it. It's going to be very, very noticeable. Especially when you're playing catch in the yard with the mom or dad. You practice bringing your body to the center of wherever they threw that ball, right? Sending it back on that center line. It'll play a huge, huge factor into when you actually start catching, taking those bullpens. That's all I got for you guys today. Just work on those 3 drills. Make sure you stretch too. Very, very important. You guys can do these at home, maybe every day, every other day, whatever. Promise, once you get back on the field, it is going to make a big, big, big difference. Those are my favorite things to do right before game and practice wherever. If you guys need to make the blocking harder, have somebody start throwing balls at you. Isaiah's going to show you real quick. Let's throw a ball at me. Right down there. Same thing with the framing, guys. Me and Isaiah will give you a demonstration of that too. Just throw a few at me. All we're looking for is bringing our body to this, wherever that ball came in, that center line. Right, nice and easy and relaxed. Good target. Boom, nice and easy. Plays big, big, big factor into pitching game. You'll help your pitcher out a lot. You might even buy you a steak.
All right, so we're gonna unmute you guys and see if anybody has any questions, comments for Coach Isaiah or Coach Peyton. Where am I going? Okay, there we go.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rob, got it.
Yeah, anybody have any questions? Raise your hand.
Thank you. Hey, Coach. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Hard.
Nice job, guys.
Okay, hey, tomorrow is fielding. We're gonna do fielding tomorrow at 3 o'clock. Okay. So make sure you're registered for that. Thursday we're gonna start. We're gonna do teamwork Thursday at 3 o'clock.
That seems a bit extreme to me.
And at 4 o'clock, on Thursday, we're going to do teamwork for softball. So tell your sisters, softball, 4 o'clock, Thursday, tea. And then Friday is going to be Fitness Fridays, fun Fitness Fridays. These guys are going to wear you guys out for 40 minutes. We're going to do 40 minutes to 35 minutes of exercise, drills, physical workout. All right. All right. So, anybody have any questions, comments?
No, don't type that. Don't type that. Why is your?
Hey, it's great seeing all you guys. It was really neat to watch you guys working out today. I really loved watching you guys go through the drills. Keep it up. Keep working on it, and let's get back to some baseball, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.